Good morning, SKN. I'm Jamie Morris.
And I'm Cortensia Carty. And it is Tuesday, so choose. So we encourage you to take control of your life. Do not allow others to write your story for you. And just like how I would normally say, dirty water do not stop plants from growing. Don't let any negative comments stop you from growing either. So choose today to be yourself and do you. What do you say to that?
That it's time for the latest in local news.
And this from SKNIS. Canada, in collaboration with the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, the Regional Security System Asset Recovery Unit, the RSS, and the government of St. Kitts and Nevis is supporting the delivery of a national workshop to combat trade-based money laundering. The week-long training aims to raise awareness of the public security threats stemming from TBML and strengthen the capacity of the local law enforcement and prosecutorial authorities to detect, investigate, and prosecute money laundering through trade more effectively. 19 law enforcement and criminal justice officials are participating in the workshop, which commenced yesterday, November 14th, in Bastille. The workshop in St. Kitts and Nevis is part of Combating Trade-Based Money Laundering and Cash Smuggling in Latin America and the Caribbean project, a Canadian $2.7 million funded initiative implemented by the UNODC Global Program Against Money Laundering. The project, launched in 2018, reaches 13 beneficiary countries in the Caribbean and Central America, including Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, El Salvador, Grenada, Guatemala, Honduras, Jamaica, Panama, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, and Trinidad and Tobago. So the fight continues with money laundering to get it under control.
That it does. All right, moving on. Carnival Committee proposes new route for Sugar Mass 51 Carnival Grand Parade. This from Win Media. Nevis National Carnival Committee has proposed to stakeholders an extended route for the Sugar Mass 51 Carnival Grand Parade on January 2nd, 2023. Once all stakeholders are in agreement, the proposed route will have troops lining up for the start of the procession in the vicinity of the Best Buy supermarket in Buckley's, then move along Keon Street into Ponds Extension, turn right on Paul Southwell Drive, move onto the Bay Road, and then move west to downtown Bastille. The chair of the St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival Committee, Shannon Hawley, explained during an interview on Wen's Island Tea with Azam Bailey, quote, "The parade will start at 11 a.m. and as such, we hope that by the time the parade gets to downtown it is dusk, because we have more and more trucks in these troops. Troops are increasing and getting larger. Having, whether it's a 40-foot flatbed, much more trucks, and whether it's moving portable toilets, etc. On the road, we feel that it is very important to move more on the outskirts of Bastille rather than circling downtown Bastille, which has some safety concerns." So there's a rationale for that new proposed route, and we'll see what the final decision is.
Yeah, so he says, and we'll see. We continue now. Recycling in St. Kitts and Nevis. Bin placement program takes off in Nevis. This from SKNIS. The Nevis Solid Waste Management Authority has been singled out for praise for partnering with the St. Kitts and Nevis Solid Waste Management and Recycling Project as it enters the second phase of operation, the bin placement program. Project manager, Ms. Joyce Chang, who was in Nevis on Thursday, November 10th, to place recycling bins at 10 locations, was during the exercise accompanied by the general manager of the Nevis Solid Waste Management Authority, Mr. Andrew Hendrickson. Ms. Chang said, and quote, "It was a pleasure to be in Nevis to work with hotels, restaurants, and one school to set up our recycling bins. In this activity, we shared with everyone how to recycle, what can be recycled and what cannot be recycled," end quote. The project manager explained that project driver, Mr. Franklin Rogers, would be picking up all the properly sorted recyclable materials every Wednesday to take it to the landfill, where a baler is now in operation. She thanked all stakeholders who have also partnered with the recycling project by having recycling bins placed at their properties. I actually saw this in action. I was over there. You know, I love me some Nevis.
Yeah, I do. All right, time now for a check of our local weather. It's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 82 degrees and a low of 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Currently, it is 79 degrees. Take a look at your forecast as we head to the break. More GMS scan on the other side.
veggies for dinner. Let me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much. Let me try our next option. They did say it's healthy to consume less salt. This is much better. I am salt smart.
It's been 6 months now and Glenn hasn't been working. His attitude has completely changed and he's been leaving the house every day for hours and liming with his friends and coming home drunk and causing confusion.
Gloria, this is what you cook today? This is not enough food for a big man like me.
But Glenn, it's been 6 months now. You haven't given me any money to shop for food.
Okay, so what you want me to do if my boss ain't called me out for work as yet?
Look for a different job now.
What you just said to me?
Get a next job.
What?
Help! Let me
Let
go!
go what? Yeah, let's see what really happened. Let go what? Watch your mouth with me now.
The reason Mom and Dad fight, when are they going to stop?
Domestic violence is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, economical, and psychological. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We continue with the latest in regional news. This from Loop Caribbean. Minister of Tourism, Economic Affairs, Transport, and Telecommunication, Omar Otley, was part of 15 dignitaries of the six island nations and the Netherlands that expressed their commitment to a Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU. The MOU to work on reducing the cost of airlifts in the ACS and BES islands was signed in Aruba this week. It symbolizes the unification of government and non-government entities involved in public air transport under one umbrella to improve and sustain each of these islands' inter-island air transport systems. Aviation authorities anticipate that once the cost of travel between St. Martin, Saba, St. Eustatius, Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire is reduced, leisure travel will return to an all-time high. The six islands have committed to forming a joint strategic plan task force within 30 days, which will be mandated to identify and address the factors affecting inter-island air travel as part of the MOU. The Dutch Caribbean Corporation of Airports, DCCA, initiated this MOU to face and resolve the inter-island connectivity issues jointly and to maximize the cooperation between the ACS and BES aviation authorities and agencies. It's good to see that collaboration, and hopefully there'll be a smoother system of travel and obviously benefits to that part of our region.
That's a headache for everyone. Travel, unaffordable these days. We continue now with international news. Officials want to turn Rikers Island prison into a green energy hub. This from the Good News Network. A coalition of groups are envisioning the former jail on Rikers Island as the hub for green energy generation, enough to power 45,000 homes. They also see it as a potential hub of green energy job training and as a replacement for at least several of New York City's gas-fired power plants. Since New York City Council ordered in 2021 for the jailing on Rikers Island to be shut down by 2027, ideas to use it as a hub to offset the huge emission budget of the city came along straight away. Rikers sits in an advantageous position within an infrastructural nexus near LaGuardia Airport. Furthermore, large infrastructure could be more secure long-term on Rikers as it used to be the site of a landfill, making it about 100 feet higher than the surrounding land. This allows for power generation of 275 megawatts with an additional 1,500 megawatts of storage, allowing for the decommissioning of 5 gas-fired plants called peakers that operate a few times every year to handle peak demand. So they already have plans. Once the jail is shut down, whoever they are.
Yes.
Well, there you have it for the latest for today. Up next, we have This Day in History and so much more. We do advise that you stay tuned. See you after this.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you.
And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Let's face it, most parents or guardians don't want to think about their teens having sex, let alone contemplate the possibility that they might get pregnant or get someone pregnant. Teenage pregnancy is a situation that involves female adolescents. A teenage female can be pregnant as early as age 12 or 13, although it is usually 14 and older. The fact that teenagers become pregnant is related to many factors. Here are some tips to decrease teen pregnancy. Teach teenagers comprehensive sex education. Target messages at teen boys, not just girls. Get the whole community involved. Encourage mentoring, parental involvement, and support. This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We take this opportunity to apologize for the non-appearance of the Director of Creative Economy, Robertine Webb. She was scheduled to appear this morning. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, she has opted to reschedule. So we thank you for your understanding concerning that. We now move on to This Day in History. So it's time for another installment of This Day in History, where we look into historical events that took place on this day, November 15th, over the years. For those history lovers, or even those with an insatiable curiosity, this is the segment for you. So without further ado, let's begin.
I see the Gillette razor. Have you ever used any Gillette products?
No. I've never used Gillette product. The Gillette razor was invented in 1904. We're going to see what it looked like.
Oh, wow.
Or not. So, an American inventor, King Camp Gillette, was granted a patent for the Gillette razor blade, the first razor made with disposable blades. Currently, the Gillette razor sits at the top of the charts for both men's and women's razors.
Because ooh, look at that.
It's a vintage
sure
one.
You would have seen your grandpa with a vintage one like that, right? Had to unscrew.
I don't remember if he shaved. All I knew is that he had a pipe.
Oh, wow. But I remember I remember my grandpa unscrewing and screwing in, and and boy, you thought that was so cool as a young child. Like, okay, whenever you pretended with your toy that you were shaving too.
You put that shaving cream on, and you just look like you know what you're doing, and you wish that you could shave the first hair that appears on your face.
I
All right.
know. Oh, update. Yeah. Now they have them with the ball. So they swivel while you shave. It's gotten fancier. You had the plugins, then you have the cordless, and you have the one that has the three pulsating. Oh my gosh.
Oh, you know a lot about razors.
Razors have gotten fancy, yeah.
You know a lot about
Back in the day
razors.
when I used to use razors, I don't use razors anymore. Am I giving out too much information? TMI. But yes, they even have the ones that when their usage is up, it turns a certain color, so you know, time to throw that in the trash.
Ah, I see. All right.
So on November 15, 1956, Elvis makes his movie debut in Love Me Tender, which premiered in New York City at the Paramount Theater. Set in Texas following the American Civil War, the film featured Elvis as Clint Reno, the younger brother of a Confederate soldier. So have you seen this movie? I've never seen the movie.
I'm not sure if I have. I grew up watching Elvis, and I thought Elvis was actually alive. So all the times that I heard Elvis was dead, because he made so many appearances after his death, I actually thought Elvis was alive.
Yeah, and people still make you feel that he's alive because a lot of his impersonators really look like him.
I was probably 20 years old when I realized Elvis died way before.
Oh, wow.
Which is kind of funny at the same time as it is strange.
Have you ever... So we both... Well, you said you can't remember if you've seen it. I know I've never watched it. Have you watched a black and white movie before?
I watch black and white movies all the time. They're some of my favorites, actually.
And do you know Elvis song? All I know is Hunker Hunker Burning Love. That's all, the only line that I know. I don't even know if it's correct. Hunker Hunker Burning Love. I don't know anything else. I don't even know if that's a tune. Oh, man.
I can't help you, Cortensia. And no, I don't have a favorite Elvis song before you ask. So, not at all. All right, so we're moving on to 1971, November 15th, 1971. Intel releases the world's first commercial complete central processing unit, CPU, on one chip. A single chip microprocessor, the 4004. This chip set the stage for microprocessors, which were to eventually become the workhouse of modern electronics. And that was all the way back.
We do apologize for the break in transmission. That's due to our internet, but thank you for your patience and thank you for staying tuned. So on November the 15th, 1978, the final installment of Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities is published. No, I don't know the book. Never read the book. So that means I have to go and look for the book now. As you were saying, the amount of pages that it contains.
Yeah, 448.
Wow. That's a lot.
But if it's interesting, you wouldn't mind reading it, to be honest.
Yes.
Have you ever read any Dickens novels?
No, that's the thing. See, I'm not an avid reader. I'm still trying to finish some books. It's like I don't have enough time in the day. My goal of completing a book a month has been shattered.
I see.
I've not been able to do what I was supposed to do. It's very sad.
Okay, understood.
Very sad. The books are just piling up and they're getting no read, no love. Yeah.
Understood. All right, so in 2001, that's November 15th, 2001, Microsoft released Xbox, a video game console system which dramatically influenced the history of consumer entertainment technology. Xbox in 2001.
So did you get yours in 2001?
No, I stopped at Sega Genesis, sorry.
Oh, wow. So you never owned you never bought yourself a luxury game console?
Sega Genesis.
Oh wow.
That was it.
You literally stopped.
And that was before. That was like probably 94, 95 or something like that.
Have I ever played an Xbox? If I did, I can't remember.
You probably would remember if you had.
Yeah, I think the most modern thing that I would have played was the little handbands that we had here on the game.
Okay.
On the show.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but no, I don't think the Xbox.
So I guess you've never played a PlayStation either.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay, there
I
you
did
go.
PlayStation. Well, Nintendo and then PlayStation, right? That's how it went?
I am so not into video games.
No?
Perhaps.
Oh, sheesh. Okay, I remember the old vintage one that we had to blow on.
Uh-huh. That you had to blow on?
Yes, when it wasn't working.
Oh, you take the cartridges out and then you blow again and then you put them back in for hours?
You know the deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when they messed up. That's with my cousin, because that was our staple when we would go to Tortola on some vacations. Video game, night parties, 2 p.m. wake up, breakfast, night parties, video games. Yeah.
I have to say, video games make great babysitters if you can't afford one.
On November the 15th, 2017, Leonardo da Vinci's painting Salvador Mundi sells for $450.3 million. What? At an auction in New York. This price is the current world record for any artwork ever sold. What? I could use that money and buy me some houses and some.
But remember, we're talking about priceless works of art. So we're effectively getting them. Are we not?
Ooh.
Can you imagine what the job of appraisers would be like? It must be really fascinating.
Ooh. Wow.
Would
Imagine if somebody took that art, how bad they'll feel.
Yep.
It's a lot of money. Oh my God.
It is. But if you have it, it's a great way to spend it.
Okay.
Well, that's all the time we have for this day in history. We will be back in a moment with Ms. Corlin Merchant. Stay tuned.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I come in Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the doorway or any exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
Consuming foods like bananas, potatoes, and dried peas and beans, such as lentils and kidney beans, contains potassium, which helps to reduce salt in the body.
That's it.
An exotic experience.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Like so many other careers, offices, and associations, unless one is directly involved, there is a general lack of knowledge of these and their functions and purposes. Last week, we had the opportunity of having the Office of the Registrar and the Attorney General to educate us on these two offices. This morning, we are delighted to have with us the President of the St. Kitts and Nevis Bar Association, Ms. Carolyn Merchant, to talk about this and her career as an attorney at law. Good morning, Carolyn, and it's our pleasure to welcome you to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure indeed. So we'll begin. You studied in London and ended up returning to your home of St. Kitts and Nevis. Tell us about this experience.
Well, I studied in Barbados and Jamaica as well. I did my master's in London for a year. London, it's a different dynamic to St. Kitts and Nevis. However, in terms of academics, it's an excellent city and an excellent school. You get a wide range of opportunities. I was able to represent my school at a conference all the way in Bali and given different opportunities to engage with worldwide leaders in the energy sector, which was my focus. And I studied on a full Chevening scholarship, so all expenses paid. But at the same time, I was obligated to return to my home country, which I would have been happy to do in any respect.
Oh, okay. So.
All right, so let's talk about that for a little bit. Not just your Bali experience, which I'm sure there were some highlights. What highlights can you give us about that?
Highlights from Bali would be meeting other persons, like-minded persons from every walk of the world, in different parts of the world, different languages. The conference was specific to an energy sector. And another highlight would have been experiencing the culture of the Indonesian people. That was awesome. The food in Indonesia is wonderful. It's a different type of cooking to what we are accustomed to, but very tasty. The people are very friendly. And of course, the natural beauty of the place was just awesome.
Why did you study, or why did you delve into the energy sector?
So I've gotten that question a whole lot. Believe it or not, St. Kitts and Nevis and even the region is or can be a leading country in terms of renewable energy. So my focus, while I would have studied some aspect of fossil fuel, my focus would have been on renewable energy. I did an entire thesis on renewable energy and geothermal. Specifically, my school allowed me to study our own geothermal ordinance in St. Kitts and Nevis. So I was able to, on an international platform, put forward the regulatory structure and system in St. Kitts and Nevis, offer recommendations, critique it, pull out what needs to be gone, suggest what needs to be improved. And I think that would have been beneficial coming back home. So I would have gotten some first-hand guidance and experience in terms of setting up St. Kitts and Nevis as a strong regulatory country in renewable energies.
That's quite a niche area. Before you began your studies in law, did you ever think of taking this course in energy?
So when a master's is a very specialized, usually it's a very specialized area of law. When I first considered doing my master's, of course, the first area would have been corporate and commercial, which I think is the primary area that most lawyers focus on. I was given the opportunity to sit on the Nevis Solid Waste Management Board, And at the time, the Nevis Solid Waste Management Board was considering a waste-to-energy plant. So that triggered my interest in terms of renewable energy, in terms of the potential that we have in renewable energy, solar. I also worked for a law firm which was involved in the wind farm at Nevis. So the areas triggered my interest, and I would have gone and done some research. And it so happened I applied for the Chevening Scholarship that year, and the examiners were more than impressed with my choice of study. So I was awarded the scholarship, and that was the start of my studies and academic specialization in the area.
So are you the only person that studies this? Are you going to try to get others who may be interested to go into this part of, interested in law to go into this part of law as well?
Well, I always encourage young students to expand beyond the traditional corporate and commercial studies. I think we have a lot of human rights specialists right now, so it's always good to expand and go into an area that is not highly populated in terms of experts. So of course I would encourage anyone. I would have had a conversation with 1 or 2 attorneys. Most persons go the route of environmental law. So I think we may have 1 or 2 persons who already have masters. But I think when I chose that area, environmental law was also already populated. There were some persons who already had it. And because I think Nevis in particular has been pushing the green energy, that was where I wanted to go.
So you're right at home.
Yes.
All right, so tell us about your journey to becoming the president of the Bar Association.
Okay, so a few years ago when I returned, a very senior member of the bar at the time, King's Counsel, Mr. Theodore Hobson, likes to encourage attorneys. So he would have been the first one who approached me in terms of getting involved in the activities of the bar, and then in terms of joining the council. So I initially joined the council, which is the governing body of the Bar Association, as an ordinary member. And then a former president approached me about acting as her secretary on the council. So I took on the role as secretary, which does most of the administrative stuff and provides that support to the president. And then when our current Attorney General became president of the bar, he also requested that I stay on as his secretary. So I acted as his secretary up until his resignation in August. And then without even considering it, a few members approached me and said, we think that you should take on the mantle. Nice. So I adhered to the request. It is.
I like that. I like that.
It's not an easy task. It's very time consuming, especially as a sole practitioner. But there is no greater reward than providing service to your country, to an association that you are a part of, and to an association that is one that should be held in high esteem in the Federation. So it is my honor.
Did you feel any pressure though once you were approached?
Yes. Yes, there's pressure. I mean, our current Attorney General, his shoes can be big to fill.
Okay.
He would have started a few things. The benefit, though, is that he and we are batchmates at university.
Oh, nice.
So we always had a good relationship. So even now, in terms of reaching out to him to get any support on anything that he would have started, the transition has been easy.
Nice. I'm happy to hear. Happy to hear indeed.
All right, so one of the questions that I'm sure our viewers are dying to know is, what role does the association play in, I guess, regulating the profession?
Okay, so the profession itself is governed by a Legal Profession Act. So the role of the association is clearly set out in the Act. It specifies what the role is. I did bring the Act, but I won't read it verbatim. You can find the legislation online, and you can go and read all the part that the Bar Association plays on your own. But generally, the Bar Association is responsible for maintaining and supporting the general administration of justice, providing support to attorneys. We are also responsible for ensuring that the standard of the profession is maintained by way of a disciplinary committee, so that individuals who have issues with attorneys, there is a process that you can lodge a formal complaint. it goes before disciplinary tribunal, and there are disciplinary actions that can be taken. And let me just put a plug here. We have just reinstated our disciplinary committee. They have been appointed by the Chief Justice from the 1st of November to serve for 3 years. So if there are any persons out there who may be aggrieved, there is a process. You can find the form and the affidavit on our website, www.sknbar.org. The secretary of the committee is the registrar. So any complaints, you can lodge them with the registrar. As well as we provide support to the bench as well in terms of how they interact with the bar. The bench, that is the judges and magistrates, and just generally assist in maintaining the standard of the profession and the administration of justice.
That's a very high bar indeed.
It is.
A high one.
It is.
So what are some of your goals whilst you're at the helm of this organization?
Okay, so in terms of goals, and one of the main things that I hope to focus on during my tenure would be continued legal education. In some jurisdictions, this is mandatory. For example, in Jamaica, you have to complete a certain number of continued legal education sessions per year to qualify for your practicing certificate. It's not mandatory here. However, we do try to have sessions every quarter on different aspects of the law so that attorneys can keep abreast with changing rules, changing legislations. We've had, since I've become president, well, before becoming president, I was actually in charge of the Continued Legal Education Committee. But since I've been president, we've had 3 sessions so far within the last 2 months. We've had sessions on advocacy, and we had a joint session with Lake Health and Well-being, on public health law. And then the issue of public consultation, public education, educating the general public on aspects of law which would be relevant to everybody's day-to-day activities. That is one of our main goals. And in terms of, again, supporting the administration of justice by creating a bridge between bench and bar to ensure that attorneys are comfortable and the judges are comfortable if there's anything that the attorneys need to do to assist the judges in their work and vice versa. We have a direct line with the judges and the magistrates to ensure that work is just made lighter for everybody. So in terms of goals, that would be the main goals, as well as in terms of legislative review. The hope is that we have a legislative review committee and that we can really sit down and look at some of the legislations which are outdated, or just we found some which we deem unconstitutional, so we can really put forward a proposal to the AG's chambers to have some revision of some of our much needed bits of legislation.
That's quite a proactive approach. We'll continue this discussion in a moment. Stay tuned, everyone.
Hi. If you are a smoker, please pay attention to this message. According to the World Health Organization, there are 1.3 billion smokers in the world today, and tobacco kills 1 out of every 2 smokers. Did you know that there is enough nicotine in 5 cigarettes to kill an average adult if ingested whole? There are more than 7,000 chemicals in tobacco smoke, of which more than 250 are known to be harmful. More than 69 are known to cause cancer, and 16 are classified as Group 1 carcinogens. Smoking kills. Are you ignoring that warning every time you smoke? Please stop. Smoking can lead to severe health complications and even death. It affects almost every organ in the body, especially the lungs and heart. It raises blood pressure, increases blood clots, and increases the risk of stroke, heart attack, and cancer. It is hard to quit smoking, but it is not impossible. Don't let tobacco destroy you. Remember the 4 Ds to curb your tobacco cravings. 1. Delay. Set a time limit before you decide to smoke. 2. Drink water. Go get a drink before you do anything else. 3. Do something else. Have a goodie bag handy of other things to do. And 4. Deep breathing. Take at least 10 deep breaths every time you think about smoking. Quit smoking and live a longer and happier life. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, St. Kitts and Nevis.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We are speaking with the newly appointed president of the St. Kitts and Nevis Bar Association, Ms. Carolyn Merchant. Ms. Merchant, always a pleasure to speak with you. Let's talk now about your concept of what a good lawyer is. The question actually is, what does it mean to be a good lawyer?
That is a loaded question. A good lawyer is not just an excellent lawyer in the courtroom. A good lawyer is a well-rounded lawyer, a lawyer who is able to balance both work as well as social and community activities, for example, being able to be involved in bar association activities. A good lawyer is an attorney who is not pompous and arrogant. That can be something that we can easily be portrayed as, who is humble, who accepts that they will not win every case and can take constructive criticism, and just generally somebody whose focus is on ensuring that their client's position is taken care of, not necessarily meaning their client will win on their time, but that whatever they do it to the highest standards of ethics and good judgment. That is what I think is a good lawyer.
You say that, you great answer, by the way. I'm thinking ethics is a very important part, especially when it comes to public perception of what lawyers represent. So,
yes.
So, Ms. Merchant, no one person is above the law, but some actions are beneath it. What does this mean to you?
One person is above the law, but some actions are beneath it. Well, actions beneath it perhaps would be actions that not only do not fall afoul to anything legal, but just, or rather, let me say this, they're not actions which you can be held criminally liable for, but they may be actions which ethically may be questionable. So you may not be convicted in a court of law, but in a court of ethics and public opinion, your actions may be questionable.
How many courts are there, since we're talking about courts?
We have the Magistrates Court, we have the High Court, we have the Court of Appeal, and then you have the Privy Council. You have different tribunals in between.
So ethics would fall in that?
Well, in terms of ethics, there is a general code of ethics which lawyers have to abide or should abide by. And if they fall afoul of the code of ethics, then that is where the disciplinary committee comes in, and they will, as a tribunal, sit and make a determination on that issue.
And that distinction, for the layman might be a little subtle. I'm glad that you brought it up, because there's illegality and then there's something falling foul of ethics.
Yes.
And sometimes it's not illegal, but there's something immoral about it on some level.
Yes.
Right? So based on that and everything else that we've said before, what advice would you give to anyone? I want this myself. What advice would you give to anyone willing or interested in starting a career in law?
I will first tell you that it is a lot of hard work. It is not, persons see the profession as glitz and glamour and expensive cars and nice suits, and that is not what it is. That may be how it is portrayed by some attorneys, but that is not what the profession is. You have to be prepared to do the work. You have to be prepared to study hard. It is a profession where at times you will become sometimes depressed, sometimes very down, because it can be extremely challenging. If you intend to be a litigator, you also have to ensure that your people skills are at a certain standard, because dealing with persons isn't easy. It's not just about studying and being able to regurgitate the law, but there is a certain level of social skill that is required as an attorney. So you have to ensure that you have that down pat, especially when dealing with matters like family matters and so on. there's a sense of empathy that you have to invoke on your clients. So I will say, work hard. Don't think that when you've completed your studies, that is the end, that is actually the beginning. Ensure that you keep abreast with senior attorneys, make friends with the older attorneys. They will give you very good guidance. And just stay humble. And it could be a very exciting profession. So be open-minded and take in everything that you can possibly get as a young attorney.
I also see you had a little stint in Anguilla in 2015. How was that?
That was great. Anguilla is more or less home number 2, or it was back then. I had an interest in working in Anguilla full-time. When I completed my studies, there was an attraction with working in Anguilla. They had a lot of corporate, commercial matters. So I did mine service training there in 2009. And then a colleague of mine, a friend of mine, she was appointed as a minister of government, and she ended up in a dilemma when I finished my master's, and she asked if I could come and assist in getting her office, at a certain stage until she was able to hire somebody. So I took up the challenge and went there and did a 3-month stint in Anguilla, worked, and then came home and opened my own practice.
All right, so in our final moments, we want to talk about Law Week, what's being done to celebrate this year.
Yes. So, Law Week is slated from the 20th of November, which I think is next week. The theme for Law Week is advocating for the community. Now, since COVID, we've had a little scaled back Law Week, so we're now trying to work our way back into physical activities. So on Sunday the 20th, we start with church services at the Immaculate Conception Catholic and Co-Cathedral in Bastille and the St. Teresa's Catholic Church in Charlestown. On Monday, we will have a panel discussion on domestic violence, and that will be on Win FM from 10 to 11 a.m. The presenters, we have Michelle O'Brien, we have Taliba Byron, both attorneys, we have a Chanel Charles from the Ministry of Gender Affairs, we have a Sergeant Rogers from the Special Victims Unit, and Denise Allen, who will be the chair of the panel. I will put a stickler there. I believe that would be a very interesting panel discussion, considering certain recent happenings in the Federation, and I would encourage everybody to join in on that panel discussion. I think they would be also taking calls. On Tuesday, we have some continuing legal education sessions. We have one with Mrs. Ivorcia Brown, and entitled Client Counsel Battle of the Minds, Enhancing Your Emotional Intelligence. It's not just about legal studies, but we are also looking at the holistic development of attorneys and their mental well-being. We also have another topic by Justice Ian Marley, KC, on becoming much better in court. Justice Marley has partnered with the bar in terms of pushing sessions on advocacy. So we've had some sessions with him. On Wednesday, we have presentations to the Horizon Rehabilitation Center and the Flamboyant Nursing Home in Nevis. We've adopted both institutions, so we have done donations in the past, and we intend to continue this as part of our social involvement. On Thursday, we have visits to the high schools on various topics. On Friday, we have a sip and paint with Vaughn Ansley in Nevis. This started last year. It was such a hit that it was the first thing that everybody asked for, having Law Week this week.
Were the paintings completed?
Yes, and we actually had a very interesting painting from our former resident judge, because the judges, we encouraged them to take part in the session, and I think that would have sparked his love for painting, and he indicated to us since that he went and bought a whole barrage of paint, and he would have taken on a new hobby. So that was very interesting. And then on Saturday, we usually have outdoors activities, but this year we will be joining the annual charity 2K walk and run in support of the St. Christopher Children's Home.
Oh, nice, nice.
So that is our week of activities. We do intend to still have some other activities for the balance of the year. You can follow our website, www.sknbar.org. We also have a Facebook presence, and you can see any activities, sessions. We usually post them there.
Well, since this is the last time I might be questioning you like this, one final question for you. Are you running or are you walking in that 2K affair?
Maybe a little of both.
Okay, all right. Active.
A little of both, yes.
All right, Ms. Merchant, it has been a pleasure having
been.
you here in the studio with us. Thank you again.
Thank you very much for having me. I look
again
forward.
sometime.
I have no difficulty with that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll be back in a moment with more Good Morning SKN. Stay tuned.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
It's been 6 months now and Glenn hasn't been working. His attitude has completely changed and he's been leaving the house every day for hours and liming with his friends and coming home drunk and causing confusion.
Gloria, this is what you cook today? This is not enough food for a big man like me.
But Glenn, it's been 6 months now. You haven't given me any money to shop for food.
Okay, so what you want me to do if my boss ain't called me out for work as yet?
Look for a different job now.
What you just said to me?
Get a next job.
What?
Help! Let me go!
Let go what? Yeah, let's see what really happened. Let go what? Watch your mouth with me now.
The weekend mom and dad fight. When are they going to stop?
Domestic violence is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, economical, and psychological. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
I need some veggies for dinner. Let me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much. Let me try our next option. They did say it's healthy to consume less salt. This is much better. I am salt smart.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It's time for us to loosen up. Today's topic of discussion is how soon is too soon to get into a relationship with someone? Wow, I guess we are talking the things today. So
We're talking the things today, is it? The things today? Oh my God.
What do you think, Cortezia?
Oh, how soon is it too soon to get into a new relationship? Okay, so I did a little research, right? They said people who run from relationship to relationship are codependent. Do you believe that? That they must be in something? They don't give themselves a break? And then the next article says, if you were in a 6-year relationship, you have to take a month of every year before you you get into the next one. Yeah.
Is there a reason for that?
I guess to find yourself, maybe.
Wow.
Even 2 months is too soon to get into a new relationship.
Wow. Yeah, it depends on a lot of things. I suspect it's our culture. I mean, I know that we're talking about our Western culture, so it's fine. But hey, literally, how soon is too soon to get into what type of relationship are we talking? We're talking romantic relationship, right?
Romantic, of
we're leaving it
course.
there.
That's what. Yeah.
Because I feel like if people had to get into corporate relationships with others, they do a little more vetting than, or people in general will do a little more vetting than we do when it comes to romantic relationships. Because all we need is a flutter, a pitter-patter, and it's
Butterfly.
like, wow, I feel like I'm floating whenever you are around. I'm on
Cloud 9.
I was going to say 10 because we surpassed that. But hey, I don't know. I suppose every case is different, though. Every case is different. Who am I to say that you shouldn't live your life the way that you want to live your life?
But live your life in a continuous cycle of having to change relationships because what you're in is not offering you what you want or what you think that you deserve.
Okay, let's flip it this way, because there are some people who'd say, I just don't settle, and you are not meeting my standards, so I'm not going to settle. Did I sound like a woman when I said that? I was trying to, but I couldn't raise my voice high enough. I'm actually kind of serious, though.
Up to that, I don't have a co-host tomorrow. I know why.
I'm actually kind of serious, though.
Yeah, but some people say, okay, I'm not getting this. Let me move on. But move on and hold on. Because then you're going to keep moving on with the idea that you're going to find this one here, but you can't put them all together because it just doesn't work.
Yeah,
That's how it works.
The question is, when does commitment, run contrary to or go counter to not settling? It's like, I don't want to settle, so I'm moving on. But is that a fear of commitment, or is it your right just not to settle?
No, it's not a fear of commitment. It's a fear that I want what I want and I don't see it in you, so I'm on.
That's not a fear. That's an assertion. This is what I'm saying, and this is how I'm going to live.
But if you would have been in that for, let's say, anything past 2-3 years and you don't see what you want, why waste more time?
It takes you that long to see? Wow, okay.
Yeah,
there we go.
Because sometimes we stay hoping and saying, okay, he's going to change tomorrow, she's going to change tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. And it never works. We want to give you the benefit of the doubt, so we compromise, we economize, we do all the miles, and then we still end up with nothing because we still have to move on in hopes of finding the next one. That's why they normally tell you, don't speak about your ex and don't tell people too much about yourself or what you would have been through because they do use it against you.
Wow. Yeah. You said all the mises, and all I could think about is guys wouldn't mind if we had a little more, some misers on the hand, because literally, here's what happened. Okay, we're going to talk about, I realize that, which is why I brought it in. But there are some people who say, that's part of their standard. Even before we get there, though, let's talk about what happens when you first see that person, and we talk about love at first sight. Something just happened. It's just magnetic. It lures me in, and I see what I wasn't seeing before. Do I sound like I could write a novel or something? Anyway, I'm kidding.
You sound like a narrator in the depths of love.
No, but seriously, is love at first sight a thing? Is that even possible? Is that love, or is it just something else?
Never happened to me. Has it happened to you?
Love at first sight? Listen, I'm still trying to figure out what love is. So I can't tell you. I figure married people are trying to figure out what it is as well, because on a good day, love is like, I will hit you over the head with this pan if I could, and then I'll give you a bandage to make sure that you're okay after. Is that it? I guess I'm right. There was silence, guys. Silence.
See, Jamie's the only one allowed to be silent. I can't be silent. He's judging me.
Well, remember, there's no significant other than going home to who's going to hit me over the head with anything, so I can say whatever I want. With you, however, you've got to be a little more guarded, don't you? And I'm having fun with the segment, by the way, if you don't realize it.
Phew.
Oh, wow. All right. You're in the hot seat, Cortenzia. Oh my gosh. Okay. I guess where's the buzzer? Can I get it? I literally just scored a point. I think that's what I just did.
You didn't score a point. You just caught me off guard. Oh my gosh. Jamie.
Oh my gosh. All right. So what about people who just know from the very beginning? Can they know? They think they know. they believe it, and sometimes they do know because it works
some
out.
of them has managed to last.
I don't know. It's weird.
Some have managed to last. The older days relationship, not now. But some people get married in 6 months, and I know a lot of them that they're not together anymore. I don't have to know them like intimately, but celebrities and stuff that thought it was love at first sight, married in 6 months, and now they're kaput.
One of my favorite lines is this: the number one cause of divorce
is what?
Is marriage.
He has a point.
I like that you guys didn't bring me on the camera when I said that because I was making my point. I'm kidding around, by the way.
What causes the divorce? No proper communication.
Okay,
no
let's go.
proper compromise. And what is the other C?
Oh, I'm hearing a whisper in the studio
What
that
is the other
reads
C?
that says,
Because
children.
Children?
Yeah.
But we are the married people are the product. Who wants children? Oh my God.
I'm just telling you what I heard. There was a whisper.
So wait, so are we not, so when we get married, we're not supposed to have children so that we can focus on each other? Yeah, that person probably might be right, because then those children could be one less of a compromise. So we could just focus on you getting better and I getting better, and we don't have to worry about the kids, so we don't focus. Because when kids, Jimmy, as we all know, when kids come into a relationship, I'm sure you would have heard your friends say, it's different. Because the guy feels so left behind because the wife is focusing on the little human.
I see.
So, yeah, it does change it somewhat. But
yeah, because you stop.
They're not I can't say we. They're not intentionally leaving you behind. You just have to take care of the little human. So maybe you can get in a little extra in the taking care of the little human and feel involved.
Yeah, and let's not forget what we heard Dr. Ferdinand say when she was here talking about menopause and the challenges that some couples face, because when women are going through that, the 25-year-old is looking very good.
Wink, wink.
The 25-year-old is saying, well, she's doing all the right things, it seems. She's even looking. There was a time when I thought, and I'm telling you this, I'm confessing this, so if that's you, I am so very sorry. But when I was growing up, and I looked at married people, one, I thought 30 was old, because of the way that people, particularly women, tended to dress. And I was like single digits at the time, so you could bear with me, right? But the other thing is this, I always noticed that once they got married and they settled into marriage, for the most part, they ended up looking very different. So not putting as much effort into the appearance, kind of settling into this is my way of life, and perhaps you've got excuses. But when you are doing that, men are visual. So if we're not going to be looking at you, we are going to be seeing all of the other things, all of the other sights, let's call it that, and that's a pun, by the way, sights that are seemingly attractive.
Look at that big excuse for you guys, huh? When you met me, I could have wear my shorts, my back out, my this, my that. Now I'm mistress, nobody else supposed to look at me in that type of way. But you're supposed to be happy. You have a good-looking wife. If she dresses like that, still, you know she belongs to you now, and she's coming home to you. But now,
really? Do we know that? Do we know that?
You ought to know that. You ought to know that, because when we are committed, we are committed. So now you dressed us want us to dress in these vintage and these more moderate things, and we dress in
them. I'm getting blamed here.
And now all of a sudden, your eyes are sparkling other places.
Hang on, I gotta do this, right? Guys, the ring is not on this hand. So I didn't do any of that, all right?
But I'm just saying, Jeremy. But then sometimes we do lose ourselves because we're like, man, what's the effort? And sometimes you don't feel like putting in the effort because you don't feel appreciated to put in the effort.
Wow.
Women, speak to me from GM.
Come on, let's talk about it, because it's those little things. Like, literally, if you stop saying, oh, you look so handsome, or, you know, that little touch with that brush, no more of that. Yeah. No more calling in the middle of the day just to say,
I love you.
Well, not even that. It's like, well, what are we doing? I can't wait to see you. It's getting rough here. I just wanted to say. None of that. And while you're not doing that, literally speaking, there's this new temp in the office that's literally walking around, and she thinks he looks good. And she's going to be in his office every chance she gets. And if you have an argument that morning where you just keep being gloomy, what do you think is going to happen? Which is why communicating is key, right? So the importance of communicating your goals up front, your expectations, etc. Be open and honest, and appreciate that things will change. But if they're changing in a way that you don't like, communicate.
Exactly. Communicate, compromise. Communicate, compromise, and this C just keeps leaving me. Communicate, you compromise, and you commit. Those are the 3 C's.
Yeah.
And communication is the biggest and the hardest for every single relationship. It doesn't even have to be a male and female relationship. Because if communication in an establishment is bad from the top, it trickles down to the bottom. Communication is the biggest issue in every single relationship. And as you said, if you're not in a safe space or you don't feel well enough to communicate, people stop communicating, and that's the next breakdown too.
Yeah, because I open my mouth and then, what happens, like literally, and this is such a shame to say, but like, wow, when couples are doing well, you hardly ever see them. Like, they're not in the public eye per se. It's not sensational to cover, oh, we've been married for 20, 30 years, there's no infidelity, we're doing well, our children are good, we have this great relationship. It's like, oh, but he was spotted last week with that. And we do this thing as neighbors too. It's like you go out, you see somebody, and they can't even be casual. It's like, you didn't know who I saw in the corner with. And then that presents its own problems because you now start to think, hey, maybe, some of it's good, some of it's bad. I don't know. Hey, if you're in a relationship, you've got to know what works for you, whether it's love at first sight or you're heading for the door just because.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but you'll figure it out because you got to the stage in your life and you know how you got here. You'll get beyond it too.
As they say, the discovery stages in relationship is the hardest one to get over. Because every day you discover something new. Just like how Carlin said this morning, after you would have gotten your degree, that's when the work starts. It's the same thing with marriage. Everybody just thinks it's just this one day with this dress-up frock, and then that's it. No, that's not how it works.
I love it,
It's
Cortezia.
afterwards that you do the work.
I love it. So while you were working to get your certificate, when you've gotten your marriage certificate, then you begin to work. Wow.
Yeah.
Some of us
you
don't
have
have
to-
certificates.
Oh, David gets a certificate one day. Let me see how he's going to work at communication,
Single,
how he's
free,
going to
and
work
happy.
at commitment, and how he's going to work at being compatible. I cannot wait.
Can I get that t-shirt? Single, free, and happy. Can we do that? Literally.
Single, free, happy, and waiting.
I didn't say that. But hey, that's all we have, fortunately, for this discussion. We'll see you on the other side. Yeah.
An exotic experience.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
no cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Where are you going? I just mopped the floor and now the chair leaving marks all over the place. Come on, go in bed, see? Sometimes I just can't take you on.
Violence is expressed in many ways. Most, unfortunately, go unreported or unaddressed for many reasons. If you or someone disabled is being abused, contact the police at 465-2241, social services at 467-1314, or the St. Kitts Nevis Association of Disabled Persons at 465-2151, 663-9077, or 663-4116. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN, and thank you so much for staying tuned. And for those of you who have joined us, thank you for joining us. In this segment of Did You Know, we will be sharing with you a wide range of fun facts spanning the anatomy of animals, the English language, and so much more. So let us know in the comments if you are or were familiar with any of these facts. So let's begin. GMSKN Nation, are you ready to rumble? Let's do this.
No, that's another show.
I'm just putting everything together.
I see.
Yeah. Jamie, I must say, whilst we hold on, I did enjoy that relationship chat. And we were having a nice little one between the break. I just wish, like, GMSKN Nation, you can be here with us so you can, you know, chime in.
Oh, no, I don't think they want to be here at all.
What? You want to take this one? Almonds are a member of the peach family. Huh?
No, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Oh, the shape? Not really.
I didn't know that at all.
What makes them a member of the peach family? They are grown in fuzzy cocoons?
No idea. The characteristics that they're looking at. And you know, sometimes when you look at classification, it's that one thing that you would think would distinguish it.
Yeah.
You know, similar, well, strange characteristic. But then other things are so similar that you just class it one way or the other.
I'm still trying to figure out how. I know that the blossoms on the almond tree could look like those of the peach tree or like them, but I'm not sure.
No, I'm not even going to guess this one. Yeah, there has to be a reason for that. And when you get into classification, definitely you'd find it there.
All right.
But no, I didn't know that. Short answer. I did not know that.
I learned that today years old.
All right, a crocodile cannot stick
that.
its tongue out.
I told y'all that.
Really?
Just like how a pig can't look up to the sky directly.
What? A pig?
A pig can't look up. He has to look sideways. A pig cannot look directly up to the sky. But I knew a crocodile cannot stick out its tongue.
I'm sorry. I want to say what, right? But I think that it's appropriate to say oink. For what? Like what are we talking about?
You oinking still doesn't help the pig because he cannot look up into the sky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, a crocodile cannot stick its tongue out either, and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. I wondered, I have to go back and read why they can't do it, but yeah, I learned that. It was a fun fact somewhere. I was like, what? Oh, maybe that's why they have that big heavy tongue. It's always in their head. You never see it. Never,
okay.
Ever.
No.
Yeah. Did you know the sheep six is not believed?
What are you saying?
Is believed to be the toughest tongue twister in the English language. Okay, let me try it like that. The six sheep. Ooh, it's bad. The six sheep.
No, here we go. All right. Did you know the six sheep's sick is believed to be the toughest the tonguest tongue twister, right? Yeah, the toughest tongue twister in English language. So I got caught after I jumped over the tongue twister.
You didn't say sick.
I did.
6, sheep, 6.
Sheep's sick. I did.
If we say it slow, but if we say 6 sheep, it's a tough one.
No, I didn't know that was the tonguest tough twister, because I believe that I created my own just now. When I got over that, I got over the tongue twister, and I still managed
to twist it up.
Yeah, interesting.
No, we did. We learned that today, years old.
All right. So did you know that if you sneeze too hard, you could fracture a rib?
Never knew that. Never knew that.
I didn't know that at all. So to all of you loud sneezers out there,
be mindful. Maybe you got some fractured ribs.
You can't tell them break a leg, right? But you know, some people are really loud and you kind of wish that they'd be quiet.
Break a rib.
Well, not so nice, right?
No.
It's like, don't break a rib, right? Yeah,
no,
literally.
Pun intended. All a joke. Don't break anything, please. Christmas is coming.
Especially if it's a woman, you say, but I gave you mine already. Oh! Just kidding.
Oh, he went back to the garden, y'all. He went back to the garden.
And if it's a man, you go, well, I don't have any more to give. That's just what it is, right?
I have no more ribs.
Oh, man.
No more ribs to give you. Stop fracturing yours.
Wow.
Oh, look at that. Wow. Wearing headphones for just an hour could increase the bacteria in your ear by 700. Oh,
it's official.
Could increase the bacteria in your ear by 700 times. So wear the headphones for like 10 minutes apiece.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do right now, right? Yeah, about that. Yeah. Does that work now?
Funny enough, mine fell out so long and I didn't put it back in. So I'm going to put mine back in because I didn't have it in for a full hour.
Could you imagine if somebody's trying to talk to us? We'll just be like, I was concerned about my health.
Wow.
And I need to work in a healthy environment. So that's why you need to find new methods to communicate with me, because apparently we're here for 2 hours, and so that's not just 700 times.
Maybe that's why they do. Maybe this one is antibacterial, blah, blah, blah. Maybe they made this one like that.
I love the way that...
The other ones.
Really?
Yes, how about that? Because the other ones are just like...
So they really just want us to know, you guys put this in, right? So you just want us to know that when we come here every day, by the end of a week, we're literally, how many? Yeah, you do the math, you work it out.
7
I'm not even gonna do that.
5,
Wow.
35.
No, but you remember, it's an hour. We're here for 2.
Oh, so we got 1,400.
Interesting. I realize that you guys are concerned about my health. I so appreciate that, Can you feel the love here?
Feel love. You were told.
Alrighty. Yeah. No, I did not know that, and I'm sorry that I did. Why did you put that in? All right.
Oh.
So did you know, in the course of an average lifetime, while sleeping, you might eat around 70 assorted insects and 10 spiders or more?
I got goosebumps.
Actually, I didn't know that I could eat insects as I sleep. I think that's a really fascinating fact that nobody cares about.
Oh, now they're going to make me concerned. Now I'm sleeping with a mouth guard. Because I don't think I sleep with my mouth open, but I'm definitely putting on a mouth guard.
I think we'd be better off not knowing, right? I'm still getting tongue-tied. We'd be better off not knowing certain things.
That means somebody did a survey and they saw somebody caught some spiders. But why do they have to say spiders, though? Even a fly is easier to go down. A spider? But then it will have to be those little, the scrawny ones.
But would you look at this? I love that part where it reads, they're assorted. So they're not just regular insects. Hey, they're assorted, like...
A millipede.
Literally, it's like such a delicacy. It's an assortment of 70 plus 10. It's like 80. Wow, awesome.
No.
It's great, right? Or at least 71 different things. Maybe the spiders are the greatest one, so you get 10 of those. How we do this? Hey, it's an assortment.
No,
awesome.
Not cool. Ooh, we need to catch a cat. So a cat's urine glow under a black light. So we got to catch a cat now, at least by 5 o'clock, because it's fairly dark. Get the cat to pee-pee, and then we'll see if it glows for real.
Pretend I'm scarred. Even before you read that out loud. Like,
cat urine
why?
glows on the
Why? Somebody
We
said,
can make
"Why did
our
you-
own ball. You know the lava lamps? We can make
You
a lava
want
lamp.
cat urine
In a lava lamp.
in a lamp
Yeah.
that's going to be beside your bed
Well, it's going to be in potpourri.
while the insects are coming to your bed.
Yeah. So the cat urine will keep the insect away because the insects don't like light. So it will be my
The cat
lamp.
urine will keep me away.
Listen, we're going to make a lava lamp out of cat pee.
No, I'm sorry. This is just one of those things. It's like,
Okay. But we have to find out if it does glow in the dark, though, in the black light.
all right, like fingerprints, everyone's tongue print is different. And you know this because I just randomly go around putting my tongue all over random objects. You know, it's just like, hey, here's my tongue.
Maybe
It's
we
out.
can do a mole of our tongue, everyone's tongue in the studio, and then we will check it out.
No, not really. I see 3 cameras here, and all I have to do right now is literally like, you guys can check my tongue print, right?
Don't do it.
And like send me pictures of yours. I mean, it works, right? I can do it. I can do it about 3 ways to Sunday here. I've got options, Cortensi. What about you? Like, what?
Wow. Well, yeah, we're all different. So everything on us should be different technically. We should, our look-alikeness should only be because we're brothers and sisters and cousins and family. But
Wow.
everything else should be different. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys have fascination for tongues or something? Alligator first, and now our tongue prints. It's like, wow.
That's the only tongues we have a fascination.
Interesting.
Rubber bands last longer when refrigerated. I never knew. Now I'm gonna put one in the fridge today and check it next year, this day, the 15th, 2023.
So just refrigerate the rubber bands and use them when you need them. You go to the fridge for that.
Yeah, but then that might.
Well, imagine, Cortensia, if rubber bands last longer when refrigerated, can you imagine what cat urine, how long that would last in the refrigerator?
No, we're not putting that in the refrigerator. No.
Did anybody else get what I tried to do here?
No.
Can you put a black light in the refrigerator?
No. We don't want the black light. No, we don't want that in the refrigerator. That's just gonna be a lava lamp.
It's like, why?
We can
Guys,
have the lava lamp will stay outside in the middle of
Nah.
on our porch
Listen,
with the potpourri in the middle of the potpourri.
I
dish.
sincerely apologize for scarring you with these facts because, like some of you, I believe that there are certain things that we'd be better off not even knowing.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Really,
At least we know.
Cortensia.
At least we know we're educated on it. So when we can have an informed conversation.
About what? Cat urine?
Yeah.
Okay. How many people are you going to talk about cat urine with, Cortensia?
Now when I see the cats come around, you know what I'm gonna do? They like to sit on this chair on my porch, right? So now I'm gonna check the chair in the dark to see if they would have peed in them. Now that I know.
Yeah, because you can't just smell it, right?
No, I don't even know that.
But it keeps the insects away, but you can't just smell it, right? Cortensia, come on. Really?
Ooh.
All right. So there are 293 ways to make change for $1. Wow.
Really?
This is fascinating and mathematical at the same
1
time.
cent, 2 cents, 5 cents, 10 cents, 25 cents.
You guys are going to bring these questions back in jeopardy, right? These answers back in jeopardy, right? Because in a case like that, this becomes really useful information. Otherwise, it's scarring me. Not this one. This one is normal. This one is like neutral, right?
I'm just thinking. I've only thought of like 5 ways, and this says 293.
5 ways to make change for $1.
1 cent,
Interesting.
2 cents, 5 cents.
293 ways
10
to make
cents,
change.
25 cents.
Yeah, and we're not going to count all the ways, or we will, be here all day. Yeah. So if you knew any of these things, you can leave a comment. Let us know. Certainly, I didn't know a lot of them, and now that I know them, I won't forget them.
And myself and Jamie will be making a lava lamp.
Wow. No, you're going to make that lava lamp all by yourself.
We're making. Dreamt is the only English word that ends in the letter empty.
I was like, please don't tell me you think is a letter. But hey, that's fine. MT. Yeah.
Look at that.
I don't know that. I don't have time to know that. It's a word that I've used forever.
Empty. Dreamt.
Interesting. And anybody learning English, by the way, seriously sees that, and they'll go dream tea. Like literally, the way that we English is quite interesting.
Dream tea.
Dream tea. Yeah.
No, it doesn't sound right, but although you said it.
Honestly. All right, so dead skin cells are a main ingredient in household dust. Awesome. So yeah, keep people out of your house and it wouldn't be such a problem. Wouldn't be that dusty.
Dead skin, really?
Yeah, or you can wash them off before they come in. You can hose them down. Can we do that? Can you power wash the people outside the front door?
I thought once you bathe, the dead skin cells are up. How are you? So you're walking around shedding and you're not aware of these things?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dead skin cells are the main ingredient in household dust, literally. Wow.
So you either need to cover up when you're at home, or you need to hose your guests off at your front door. Right. Tell them it's part of the ritual for coming to your house, right? It's like a water park themed visit. Just power wash them outside. Does that work?
It's rough though. Wow.
Well, which is why we're talking about dead skin cells. It is rough.
Yeah, we wash those off in the morning, in the evening, whenever we take a shower. But now they're basically saying, no, we're not washing them off. They're there. All right. We learned a lot today.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Certain things I wish I could unlearn, but hey, it is what it is.
Lava lamp. Don't forget, folks, if you make your first lava lamp, let me know. Do you see the side eye my co-host is giving me? He doesn't want to be part of the lava lamp era. The potpourri lava lamp of Pepe Le Cat de Puke.
The puke. We'll be back in a moment with more Good Morning SKN. Stay tuned.
Consuming excess salt can lead to heart attack, high blood pressure, and even stroke, and other health-related conditions such as kidney disease.
So you mentioned something about a lump.
Babe, I just felt something on the left side of your breast. Tell me if you feel it.
Do you do your self-breast examinations monthly?
No, I don't.
Well, women are supposed to examine their breasts once monthly. Let me show you how. When at home, you can check while standing in the shower or while lying down. Simply place a pillow under your right shoulder and your right arm behind your head. Using your left hand, move the pads of your fingers around your right breast, gently covering the entire breast area and armpit. Use light, medium, and firm pressure. Squeeze the nipple and check for discharge and lumps. I did find a lump in the upper left breast. I am not sure what this means. Therefore, I need to refer you to the DMO, or you can see your private physician. The doctor is going to examine you and recommend an ultrasound or a mammogram. Listen, not every lump is cancer. 80 to 85% of the time, the lumps found are benign. That means they are non-cancerous. Lumps in the female breast or armpit can be non-cancerous tissue growth or fluid buildup, or a number of things that can present themselves at various times. But sometimes it's a sign of cancer. That is why I am referring you to see the doctor.
Okay, nurse. Thanks for your help.
Next, please.
How are we today?
We are okay. I brought in Bobby to get her first HPV vaccine to secure her from this cancer-causing menace. I'm just trying to make sure my girls have a chance at enjoying life, you know?
You look unsure about something. Are you okay?
I'm a little nervous. My boyfriend found a lump here the other day, and now I'm freaking out.
I understand how you feel, but let's take care of Bobby first. First, let me explain about this vaccine, the HPV vaccine. The HPV vaccine protects both boys and girls. This vaccine can prevent most cases of cervical cancer and some cases of sexually transmitted infections. Mommy, that's it for Bobby. Can we talk privately for a few minutes? It's really good that you told me about your boyfriend finding the lump. I'm glad that you weren't too scared. Mommy, when was the last checkup? I mean, which includes your breast examination and the pap smear.
Honestly, I don't know anything about pap smears. Is that something you do during childbirth? Because if that's the case, I would have done it twice, right?
A pap smear is an examination of your vagina and the pelvis area. It should be done for females between the ages 18 to 69 at least once a year. The World Health Organization recommends that the doctor or nurse that is doing the examination remove the cells from the cervix and check for any abnormal cells, cancer, and the human papillomavirus, which causes cervical cancer. If females get regular tests, anything unusual or abnormal can be treated and seen in its early stages. The girls are being vaccinated before age 13 to reduce the risk of getting cervical cancer. Women tested early and girls vaccinated can help us end cervical cancer. Don't be afraid. It's a simple examination which will be over very soon. Come on, let's get tested.
Public speaking is useful in every area of life, from personal to professional development. It can help with career advancement, boost confidence, and even help you increase your critical thinking.
I forgot this one. And improve your chances of dating that fly, whatever, yeah, because you know what words to say, right? That was my part, by the way. Yeah, continue.
After that, Jamie and I are now. Well, now, see, Jamie
You can't even find the words, can you?
Jamie and I will now be further developing our public speaking skills by doing a series of exercises, and we encourage you to join us and do these exercises too. Join in.
Oh, they don't want to know what we just did for vocal warm-ups. You guys really don't want to know what we
You
just
missed
did.
the opera session with yours truly. I was trying to keep up, but it just wasn't working.
Wow.
It wasn't working at all.
All right, so with vocal warm-ups, this exercise will help you to improve your breathing, pronunciation, and articulation, making your speech sound smoother and more polished. So for this exercise, we will be practicing the jaw release. Works well if you're dealing with the alligator, doesn't it? The jaw release, which helps to reduce tension in the mouth and jaw area during speaking. We're going to give you the steps. So the first step is to place your palms on the side of your face. All right, is this before or after I get rid of this thing?
So place the palms on the side of our face
Uh-huh.
and slowly massage the jaw and cheek muscles with slow, small circular motion.
I see.
Circular. I'm doing forward. I was doing forward.
And apparently we are to continue this while we are lowering and raising our jaws. And I don't think we ought to be talking at this time because it will sound really, really strange.
I hope I'm not massaging off my face. Ooh,
I actually thought that you would be. I actually thought that, and I was going to yell makeup 10 seconds earlier, but hey,
we're good.
keep massaging. It works.
So add the sound. Mo, 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 mo. So mo, 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 mo. So add the song mo, mo, mo.
Okay, just the way that you look doing that, I don't want to do it. This is yours, Cortesi.
Mo, 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 mo. Yeah. Change to wah.
Not the mama.
Wah wah.
Wah 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 wah. So ma 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 ma, light on the M, and then wah 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 wah, slightly distorted W. So I'm going to talk about my core. You know, my war.
Like wah wah. Wah wah and wah wah.
War.
Yeah.
Do you remember where I put my core? It's on the corner.
On the corner of the street, downtown.
On the corner of 2nd and 3rd Avenue.
So we did well on that one.
Really? That's relative.
We said mama and wah wah. Ma, wah, wah. Look at this. We can say it plain and simple now. So breathing exercise number 2.
Focus on taking deep breaths from the diaphragm that are slow and steady. Here are the steps.
Am I going ahead of the steps?
Probably.
Stand with your feet. My feet weren't apart.
Okay, well, there you go.
Sorry.
So they're shoulder width apart.
It's like we're going to do some squats. Support the weight of your body through your hips and legs rather than locking your
All
knees.
right, so your knees ought to be relaxed.
Ought to be relaxed, yeah.
Consciously relax your shoulders. Okay. Done.
I can't let my stomach go. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna let my stomach go. I let my stomach go. Oh my gosh. Place your hands on your stomach when you are breathing. Well, your hands will rest on it. And then in breath and fall and out breath. Oh. Correct. We're supposed to be speaking, Danny. We're supposed to be breathing through your nose.
You lost me somewhere.
Breathe in through your nose on the count of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, my arms did rise. Funny enough. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, it did come up. This part came up. Then breathe out through your mouth to the count of 4. So that wasn't 4, that was too fast.
I could do this horizontally, you know. I do this when
Yeah,
I'm,
the
when I'm
hands
trying
going
to
back
sleep.
down. Oh my
This is
gosh, that's so cool. That's so cool. That's so cool.
Pretend you're on a vertical hammock.
You know, I like to laugh, you know.
And I say that with a straight face.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
Oh, now back to
Wow.
another tongue twister. Twister.
Yes, okay, so we're going to practice tongue twisters. So tongue twisters can help you to loosen up and wrap your mind and tongue. You're going to wrap your mind around a few difficult phrases before you take to the stage. Well, this is unfortunate because we're already
She
here.
sells seashells by the seashore.
Really?
She
That's what it
sells
is?
seashells by the seashore. It's a tongue twister that I've mastered. She sells seashells. See?
Okay. Well, apparently for this one, we'll be alternating tongue twisters, really?
Yeah.
So let's see who is better at saying these tongue twisters. All right, tongue twister number 1. English can be understood through tough, thorough thought, though. English can be understood through tough, thorough thought, though.
Look at you with the easy one. 12 twins twirl 12 twigs. 12 twins twirl 12 twigs. Not too bad.
No, that one's not so bad. 6 check cricket critics. 6 check cricket critics.
Not bad. So sounding real if your words are saying one thing, but your tone or expression is sounding like another. How can a clam cram in a clean cream can? How can a clam cram in a clean cream can? Got it. How can a clam cram in a clean cream can? Got it.
I see.
Yeah.
All right.
How can a clam cram in a clean cream can?
This makes sense to somebody, I'm sure. Okay. Clams.
Cram.
Crammed. In a cream can. Got
Like
it.
that one.
Oh. Had kid poured curd pulled cod. Had kid poured curd pulled cod.
Wow.
Had kid poured curd pulled cod. Had kid poured curd pulled cod.
Yeah. Tongue twister. I'll make you sound so good. Yeah.
And that was a song that never ought to make it to the airwaves, please. No recording ever, no company ever produced that.
Wow.
All right, here we go.
Wow.
Oh wait, too late. It already made it. You can't hit the rewind button.
Oh man.
All right.
Now the sounding real like ourselves.
All right, so if your words are saying one thing, but your tone or expression is sounding like another, your speech is going to create conflict for the audience. Like when we say, I am so happy that you have joined us for another edition of Good Morning SKN. Wouldn't be the same without you.
No. Hey, we're happy that you would have joined us for another episode of Good Morning SKN. Welcome in. Yeah.
Or I am so sad. I'm so sad to announce the passing of my classmate.
Oh my
Really
God.
sad, Hortensia.
Really sad, I know. I
Anyway.
am so sad to announce the passing of the late Kathy.
To practice conveying the meaning you intend in your words, we will be experimenting by saying various sentences in a specified tone. And by the way, we didn't begin before now. So we're about to begin.
We began.
All right.
We went ahead of ourselves.
We did.
That's not a real English word, guys. I'm just kidding. I hadn't planned to wash the corpse, but sometimes you just get caught up in a moment.
All right, now here we go. This is how you say that. Action. I hadn't planned to wash the corpse, but sometimes you just get caught up in the moment.
No comment. So you hadn't planned to... Okay.
I was concerned that my house would have more desks than needed, so I decided to wash the corpse.
Oh my God. Sad. My horse loved lizards that chase dinosaurs.
I don't know about that one.
Listen, I was trying to be like
Here we go.
Raven from Teen Titans.
Here we go. My horse loves lizards that chase dinosaurs.
But that looks like you're crying. You're just
Hence, I am sad. Gloomy Cretensia.
But sad doesn't always mean crying.
Well, for me, if you're sad, my horse loves
Okay,
lizards.
I'm bad. I won't be
dinosaurs.
getting an Emmy, but I think my horse loves lizards.
I love that we're alternating and I'm jumping on each of yours. Keep doing what you're doing.
And it takes dinosaurs. Well, yeah. Sad.
Oh, this is supposed to be angry?
Uh-huh.
I'm angry about this. Make sure your kangaroos don't fly over my farm. Hate it when my cows start barking.
Well, is it my fault that your cows do not know the sound that they should make? My kangaroos will always fly over your farm. Deal with it. Oh my gosh.
And by the way, if there's an airline called Kangaroo Air, we sincerely apologize.
No, it's Qantas. It just has a kangaroo tail on it. No kangaroo ear. Qantas. Qantas it is.
Wow.
Scholarly. Stars don't shine without darkness. Didn't you know? Come on, scholar. Come on.
I see. Oh, you want me to say this? Is this what you're waiting for?
I thought that's what we were doing.
Oh, I thought we were alternating. Okay, I guess. Okay, fair enough. I thought we were alternating.
We are, but
tongue twisters
still, we can get on each other's stuff.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So let me see your scholarly.
Stars don't shine without darkness. Apparently, that audition was in the tank. But everybody needs darkness to appreciate the light.
Yep.
Stars don't shine.
We need the darkness to see the glow in the cat's feet. Do you see how
Oh, dear
everything
Lord.
correlates here?
Exit stage left. Can I do that?
Stay right there. He's going in nowhere.
Wow.
We hope you would have enjoyed our public speaking exercise and that you took part. But we do advise you stay tuned. Much more after this.
I need some veggies for dinner. Let me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much. Let me try our next option. They did say it's healthy to consume less salt. This is much better. I am salt smart.
As a hypertensive patient, in my home, I reduce salt intake by not adding salt during the preparation of my food, not having a salt shaker on my table, limiting the consumption of salty snacks, and choosing products with low sodium content. That's why I am salt smart.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
up? It's your boy N Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It's time to let you know what's happening. First on the list, CARICOM Energy Month. Yeah, CARICOM Energy Month is here, right? So this year's theme, Our Future is Electric, will explore how renewable energy and energy-efficient technologies can take us towards a sustainable, climate-resilient future for the Caribbean community. As part of their calendar of activities, they are hosting a short film contest and a photography contest. Both competitions are intended to engage young persons in the Caribbean community in telling the story of our sustainable energy transition. It creates an opportunity to view the CARICOM energy story through the eyes of the end user. Here are the competition guidelines. Entrants must submit an original photo capturing the essence of Caribbean energy. Entrants will be asked to provide the following information in the contest entry process: title of the photo, a brief description, no more than 100 words, and country where the photo was taken. Age categories 15 to 24, 25 to 39, and 40 and over. The deadline for submission is November 30th. All material must be new and not published elsewhere. The competition is open to all professionals and amateur photographers. Entrants must be citizens of a CARICOM member state, including the associate member states. The prizes are first place winners per age group. All right, so there are three. 15 to 24, US $2,000. 25 to 39, US $2,000. And 40 and over, US $2,000. So that's a lot of money to be won.
Yeah, especially if you're 15. That's a lot of money to be had.
A lot of money at any age, I tell you.
No, not at our age.
Oh, really?
By the time we wink at that 2,000, we're broke. We don't want the bills us adults has to deal with.
Who said you were going to pay bills, Cortense?
Listen, anything we're going to do, we're going to be broke.
Ah.
At our age. But the 15-year-olds, they'll see it as like, oh, I got plenty money. I'm rica. Muy rica.
Really?
Rico.
That depends. All right, so that's all we have for what's happening. That's really all we have for today's show. But of course, as usual, thank you for joining us today for another edition of GMSK. And thank you for tuning in daily, where you find hopefully something that you and those that you know can enjoy. Get your family and friends to watch if you can, and follow us on our social media platforms, including Facebook and YouTube at Studio 327 Inc. and Instagram at Good Morning SKN. Like, subscribe, follow, share, visit our website, studio327inc.com as well.
And as we always ask you to leave us a comment, remember to subscribe. I know Jamie would have said it, but subscribe. 1,000 this month, before December, before December 6th, actually. That will be our first year anniversary. Remember to make the videos, tell us what Good Morning SKN means to you, and for those of you who would have been here, let us know how it would have propelled you forward. So leave us a comment, let us know what was your favorite part of today's show, and see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. when you will start your morning with us right here at Good Morning SKN. Remember, dirty water do not stop plants from growing, so do not let the negative words of others stop you from striking life. Write your own story. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.